The FDA's reputation is going up in smoke. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. The prestige of the Food and Drug Administration has taken a hard hit during the COVID-19 crisis, from its initial fateful botching of tests to letting politics influence its approval and guidance on vaccines. Now, in another area, it is making two egregious mistakes that will be harmful both to public health and to the agency's authority. First, a few days ago, the FDA announced plans to drastically cut the amount of nicotine allowed in cigarettes. It hopes to have a final ruling by May of next year. This follows its ill-conceived decree against menthol cigarettes. Then at the same time, the agency ordered Juul, a big seller of e-cigarettes, to pull these products from the marketplace. The company quickly got an injunction from a federal appeals court, but the FDA is appealing. The agency figures this ban will enable it to ultimately crush the multi-billion-dollar vaping industry. Both decisions are a public health disaster. The agency claims lowering the nicotine content of a cigarette will save lives because the chemical, which makes smoking so pleasurable, is addictive, which is why giving up the habit is so hard to do. It says a virtual nicotine ban will sharply reduce smoking. What the FDA can't seem to get its mind around is that nicotine itself is not what makes cigarettes so lethal. It is all the other ingredients in a cigarette. Tobacco has 7,000 chemicals, and the byproducts of combustion that make them so dangerous. That's why doctors recommend nicotine gums and patches for people trying to give up smoking. It's also why, in contrast to the U.S., health authorities in Britain and elsewhere advocate vaping as the most effective anti-smoking aid available. The move to effectively remove nicotine from cigarettes and the perverse war here against vaping is the tobacco version of prohibition, a constitutional amendment that a century ago banned the production and sale of liquor. It was a failure and widely flouted. It greatly strengthened organized crime and undermined respect for the law. The amendment was subsequently repealed. Why is the FDA repeating this ghastly folly with smoking? With less nicotine, people will smoke more cigarettes to get the same kick, or they'll inhale even more deeply. Illicit activity will flourish, with massive smuggling into the U.S. of normal cigarettes. Illegal production of cigarettes will boom, just as it did with liquor from countless backwoods distilleries a century back. Organized crime will grow. There will be a rash of unpleasant interactions between individuals and the police. The FDA crusade against vaping is utterly perverse if the agency actually wants less cigarette use. Contrary to anti-science propaganda propagated by officials who should know better, vaping is not a gateway to cigarettes. The evidence is not there for that conclusion. The best weapon is ultimately credible education. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.